Good morning, Ricky, the low-end card enthusiast from North Carolina here, coming at you with another video. Hope you guys are doing well. Welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I would, I guess the title of my video would be The Age of Innocence. Everybody's talking about grading these days with, the guy head of SGC stepping down, and this thing's kind of in limbo, and I guess if you want to call it like that. For me, I'm kind of on the fence. I don't, I mean, if you're going to buy an expensive card, I can see where you need it graded for the authenticity. But as far as, me buying a raw card, I don't mind it. If I had to spend thousands of dollars on a card, I would want it graded authenticity wise. I don't have that much money, so I don't have to worry about it. But, I remember back when I was a kid, and I've said this before, we had big boxes like, I guess, Lowe's moving boxes, a large box, and mine was 3/4 full. And we, traded those things, and we bound knew the players, or we wouldn't have traded them, what was good, what was bad. And we put, I was talking to this guy that I met the other day on when I bought that card at Starbucks. He's 10 years older than me, and we were talking about going downtown and the old days and collecting, and it was a different era back then, and of course there was no grading, and I guess it was, if you went to buy a card, it was subject to the guy's eye of what the grade was, or how much you were going to pay for it. And that was the way we traded. We didn't handle the cards with care, And I had a big collection, not a big collection, a small collection, but good quantity wise back in the late 90s, early 2000s when I had to sell it. And I know I had some graded cards, but I had one that I remember it was graded, T205 gold border Christy Matheson portrait. It was a 1.5, but it was a nice looking 1.5. And, I'm the low end card enthusiast, is the way I present myself. And I don't like a card that looks bad, but I don't mind a card that's off centered. I don't mind a card with pinhole. I don't mind a card that has a printing defect. I don't mind a card that has some paper loss on the back. Now, one thing I do not like is some paper loss that takes away from the card, from the paper, or from the print. I just don't like that. I bought a Jordan card a few years ago from a guy in a booth down here in town, little antique store, mall. And I think it was an 88 Fleer. And I got it home and looked on the back. I didn't even look at it. It was a good price. I got it and I looked on the back and it had some paper loss in the middle of the card. I would take it back and got my money back. I just don't like stuff like that. It takes away from the card. If it's got a little, I just don't like that. And everyone has their different opinions on what they want to buy a card in that grade. I think most people now, a lot of people are on the centering kick, and they want it centered, and they want registration, and they want it to look good. They get a low grade, that's fine. And but me, I will. If the card is a good price and it don't hurt my eye, I'll go ahead and buy it. But it was so innocent, and I think I got rid of a lot of stuff when we moved not too long ago. I had some Tough Stuffs and some Beckett's. They might still be in a box, but I hadn't brought them out. I had them out and was looking through them sometime. But stuff like that, I might have got rid of. But I remember they were open, and when you go in a card shop back in the day before the internet really took hold, World Wide Web or whatever you want to call it, eBay, and they had that Tough Stuff or Beckett opened, and I think it had, what, 2 columns on it, and you have to go look at that, and what, it was still subject to the person's eye on what the grade was, or what the car was worth. And it was subject to his eye and your eye, so there's a little discrepancy there. But I remember those days. We had a couple card shops in Durham. We have none now, and they were close together, kind of, within a couple miles apart. And I lived in Durham at the time and used to go to each one. And I remember I had a 56 Clemente, and it was in great shape. It wasn't graded, and I remember buying it for $100. And now, I looked it up this morning, and that $100 will be like $170 now. So, I mean, you know, I think the card would go for a little more than that now, taking inflation. So, I mean, the card would goes for 170, counting inflation. So the car, I think a 56 Clemente would go for right much more money than $170, what I'm saying. But yeah, I wish I hadn't got rid of my cars, but I did, and you know, I had to do what I had to do. But anyway, thought I'd come on and just share my views about the grading and what my views are, and everybody has their own views. But I got a card to show you. I hadn't seen one of these actually in person, I don't think, since my childhood, and you don't see them very often. And this one is marked, which I wouldn't have it any other way, because there's history behind it. And I got it at the Antique Mall and for a cheap price. And it's Mickey Mantle on it. And there really isn't any stars on here. There's Mickey Mantle on the back. If you can see it. And there's Willie Stargell on the front. And there's the Twins team, which had Rod Carew rookie. Besides that, there's not really any stars on this card. Mickey Mantle on the... So, you know, yeah, it takes me back to my youth, looking at these checklists. I thought I'd pick it up, have Mickey Mantle on it. Second series. It's 1967 card. Yeah, just giving my views about grading. You know, if you want to buy a high-priced card, you got to have it graded for the authenticity, if nothing else, or autograph. If you don't get it graded for the autograph, anyway. So, anyway, that's all I got today, and as always, the National starts today. I already seen some people at the National, and I got there early, or I think a guy was there last night, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe it was early this morning, and I was already walking the floor before they put stuff out. I was putting stuff out, and people getting there today, and having a big whoop-de-doo, and meetups, and so wish all you guys luck on getting your card you want. For me, I probably wouldn't have a list if I went. I would have cards that I wanted to get, and if I seen them, you know, whatever. I'm like a couple more guys on YouTube. I probably wouldn't have a list, but I would have something in my head that I wanted. So, I'll be bonkers probably time I get back. But anyway, as always, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and have a good day.